Good morning, everybody. Just wanted to do a video on how I get all my tomato plants. I do start new varieties from seed if I don't already have it growing, but this right here, this was a sucker on one of my Roma tomato plants that's back there in my bed, the really big ones over there. A couple of weeks ago, this was just a sucker that I plucked and rooted, and he's already got fruit coming on. As you can see, there's also a new sucker growing. Yeah, and I got another one right here. It's a sucker that's rooted. Two of those tomato plants were started from seed, but the third one in the back is a sucker that I rooted, and it actually is doing just as big as those ones are, because the sucker will grow into a full-size tomato plant. A lot of plants that grow suckers, you can actually do that. You can root the sucker and it will become a full-size tree or bush or plant, whatever it is. Some of them, like for plums and things, some of them might not fruit for a very long time, if at all, because some of them just the suckers don't. They're just like a male or something like that is different. But for most things, like tomatoes and cannabis and other things, watermelons, you can pluck off suckers or viney bits that are going off the sides. Even if it's a watermelon vine, if they got a split and there's two vines, you can snip those off and root it in water or in a humid globe in soil. There's a few ways to do it, but one of my favorite ways to grow food now is propagation by sucker. And it's because, as you see, the plant itself is really healthy, and it's already, I got some whitefly issues in here. We already have fruit growing on a plant that's not very big. If that was grown from seed, it definitely wouldn't have any flowers growing on it right now at that size. So it's actually a much faster way to get fruit too. Same thing as doing a cutting off of a fruit tree. Growing fruit trees from cutting, you get fruit a lot sooner than you would if you grow it from seed. Banana trees are grown by taking these little pups off. They call them pups on a banana tree, but it's also the same thing. It's a sucker coming out of the corm, out of the root ball. You dig those out and you cut it off the corm, and hopefully you got some root with it, and if not, then you put it in water till it does root. But yeah, these guys, bananas, I love bananas. I can't wait to see what this Mahoy is going to do up here in zone 8B. I've been told you can't fruit bananas around here, but I know that if you mulch them and you keep them above freezing during the wintertime, that it is actually possible. You just don't get very many because the season's not long enough. But yeah. Anyway, that's my video about growing things from sucker and getting fruit faster. Hopefully it is a little bit of a help for some of you guys, because I know a lot of people, they do buy new seeds every year, but you don't have to. You can just like take a sucker off a tomato plant at the end of the season, or even a cutting. Just take a cutting off the top of it at the end of the season and grow that indoors under light during the wintertime. It'll grow a lot slower and, you know, more gangly, but it'll still grow, and then keep it alive. And you can even fruit them indoors if you have enough grow light. Just a couple of grow lights is enough to do it. They don't require a whole lot of light to fruit. So just keeping them above 40 degrees or so, keeping them above freezing definitely, but keeping them above 40 degrees will make them happy, and they'll keep growing, and you can have them all winter long, just like we do. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for stopping by.